Check it now. Is it visible? Three schema architecture diagram.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Okay. So here is three schema architecture already studied. Okay, so now we'll go ahead with actually our database languages. Okay, so this depends on this one only. Those languages came. Okay, there's nothing but so here we are saying as a our architecture, that is how our database should be there. That's whatever software you are building it, how it should be there. That is actual internal storage is there. Okay, so on top of that you have conceptual design, then top level users how they can see it. Okay, so this is the one architecture we had it. So depending on this one, okay, so for to support these three things, so different languages came. Okay, initially different languages came, so they proposed their own things how they can do it. Okay, so here we have three things: external, conceptual, and internal. Three levels we have it. Okay. So depending on this, one language came for external, one language came for conceptual, one language came for internal. Okay, so then they try to combine with each other. Okay, so initially it came as a first one. Okay, so depending on so first one we had as a external. Okay, so for external, then conceptual, then internal. Okay, so three things we have. So here for internal, SDL came. Okay, so what is that, we'll discuss it. Okay, SDL. Then for conceptual came as a DDL. Then for external, VDL. So here first one is external. Okay, so for external, VDL is nothing but view definition language. Okay, so this is nothing but how it has to view it. For that purpose one language came, that is view definition language. Okay, then second one, DDL, data definition language came. Okay, so conceptually how data should be there, for that one language came, that is data definition language. And for last one, internal, how internal it has to store it. Okay, for that SDL came, storage data language. Okay, so here S stands for storage. So how internal it has to store it, that zeros and ones, how, or columns, rows, how it has to store it. For that purpose one language. Here for conceptual view, how it has to be there, for that one language. And here for the external view. Okay, so view definition language came. Okay, so then after that they thought as instead of doing these things, one common language they will provide it, that is SQL. Okay, so after that came as a SQL. So this is in that also again two things will say it. Whenever they started with SQL, for that I will call it as early SQL. Okay. So in this early SQL, what was there is, so they combined these two. Okay, sorry, they combined these three together. Okay, then SQL came. So internally SQL was taking care of all the things, that is how it has to store it, also how conceptual view has to be done, and how user has to be see those things. Okay, so this is early SQL, all three are supported. Okay, so this combined these three together and they built it. Then they faced a problem as a, so internally however you are storing it, for that optimization only by taking this, and all three architecture levels in a one language SQL, and storing this and doing the optimization for a faster execution is the difficult part. Okay, so what they did in SQL. Okay, this is, there is nothing but now whatever we are using it also. Okay, so now latest SQL whatever is there, that also. So in this SQL only first two are okay. First, that is nothing but VDL and DDL. Both together they merged and they kept it. Okay. SDL separate it become. Okay. So separately again SDL is there. Okay. So internally how we can say is any software is there. Okay. So any software, if you are considering a MySQL or Oracle 11G. Okay, so any software you are taking it, so what it's doing is internally SQL is there, so plus little bit SDL part is there. Okay, so there's a not thorough one, we'll say the little bit I'm saying it, because so whatever we are using it, there is nothing but all are the free versions. So free versions, they are not worried about optimization levels. Okay, they are not worried about your optimization level, fast execution. Okay, so if you are buying any software, okay, that is a license one, so that time it will come as a thoroughly, all the things SDL related things parts will come. Okay, so whatever as a student, whatever we'll study it here, okay, so while studying whatever we'll see it, so in that part you have the SDL, okay, but it's a very light version, you can say it. Okay, so because it's not providing those many features, so in license version software, so you will get it all the things. Okay, so whatever SQL we are going to study it, okay, so in this SQL there's nothing but VDL is there, DDL is there. Okay, so these two are the major part. Okay, and whatever software we are going to use it, this is the combined. Okay, so it's combined together. Whatever we are saying is a MySQL or Oracle 11g. So whatever I was executing in lab, so this is considered as a Oracle 11g. Okay, so it's Oracle 11g. So whatever software you are using it. So here this Oracle 11g, it has a SQL. Okay, then SDL, both things it has it. So both together Oracle 11g is there. So like that, whatever you will take it, XAMPP server or WAMP server that contains SQL also, then SDL also. So internally how it has to store that content also there, SDL different language is there, and it has the SQL. Okay, so that is SQL is nothing but it has a VDL and DDL. Okay, so what is DDL? We'll see it now in detail. Okay, this is a data definition language. So data definition language is nothing but in your whatever you are using it. So there, how you have to create the table and how you have to drop the table. Okay, so in your whatever we studied commands, okay, so in that create command and dropping, okay, so that is nothing but you are trying to data definition is nothing but what we are saying is how you can create it and how you can drop it. Those things together we are saying is a data definition language. Okay, and while implementing this one, that is SQL, they came up with one more thing is, so here DDL supports for only creating and dropping purpose. Okay, so it is nothing but one new table is created and one new whatever existing table is there, completely you want to remove it from the database. Okay, so they want something extra also, that is nothing but a DML. Okay, so data manipulation language. Okay, so here data manipulation language is nothing but already tables are there, just you want to modify it. Okay, so here this extra part also they added in SQL. Okay, so along with this DDL second layer whatever we had, okay, there's basically three layers. So in that second layer DDL was there. So along with DDL they added in SQL here, it is plus 7 market, so that is DML they added. So by default DDL and DML both are there, so that time. Okay, DDL and DML. So DML is nothing but your table is already there, they will modify also. So what all commands are there in this is, so delete command. Okay, so what it will do is, so in this normally you will be having the table, so content only you are deleting it. Okay, you are not removing entire table. Okay, and update command. So what is update command is something but I think still you are not sure. So whatever command content is there, that content you want to modify it. Okay, so just maybe one column, so one value you want to modify it. Okay, then insert command. So already we studied it, table will be created first by create table. So after this what you have the table, in that you want to insert it. Okay, so those things how you will insert the values. Okay, so that those all things will be there by using insert command. So insert, delete, update, and one more we studied as select is something but retrieve. So how values are stored. Okay, what all the rows you have, whatever columns you have, all those things to see it, select command normally will use it. Okay, so these four commands also added in DML. Okay, so and this DML also added in SQL. Okay, so now once again I will repeat this entire thing. So architecture we had three layers. Okay, so external, conceptual, internal. Okay, so initially when database related things are started, that time they started with three different language only. So there is VDL, DDL, SDL. So for the view purpose, how it has to support, okay, external view, that is given. Okay, then this is conceptual level, internally how data should be there. Okay, for that DDL is came. Okay, then I internal storage how it should be there, for that purpose SDL came. Okay, so instead of these three, so what they did is they combined all the three, then they formed a SQL. Okay, so this is nothing but SQL is there. So that time, this is early SQL I'm saying. So when they started SQL, so all three they combined it and then they formed the SQL. Then they realized that maintaining this optimization level and all those things in how you have to keep it internally, there is a little bit headache part. Okay, so what they did, they removed this part and these two together only they formed as SQL. So whatever currently SQL you are using it, they had VDL and DDL. Okay, so along with DDL they realized, so you should, there should be there, that is nothing but how you have to manipulate the data. Okay, so for that purpose one more thing they added is DML. Okay, so in second level, okay, so you have as a DDL plus DML, two languages. Okay, so these two languages plus VDL together is my SQL. Okay, so total again three languages are there, that is nothing but VDL, DDL and DML. Three languages together is my SQL. Okay, and separate SDL will be kept. Okay, so and whoever is developing a software, okay, for the database purpose like MySQL or Oracle 11g kind of things, whoever is, or XAMPP, PAMP, all those things, okay, whoever is developing is, what they are doing is they will be having the SQL language plus they will be having the SDL language. Okay, so these two together they are forming a one software. Okay, that is Oracle 11g or MySQL kind of things. So whatever we are using Oracle 11g in our lab, okay, so it has SQL. So SQL has again three things: VDL, DDL, and DML. Okay, and that software has along with SQL SDL. Okay, so these all things together is my software Oracle 11g. Okay, so internally like this it will be there. Okay, so and here VDL is nothing but how it has to show it. Okay, so if you saw the Oracle 11g command prompt you are using it. Okay, that is nothing but commands where you are writing it and you are seeing the output. Okay, there is one kind of view how you can see it. Along with that, Oracle 11g it supports for the little bit GUI part also. Okay, so that is not there for our syllabus, that's why we're not studied that one. It supports a little bit front end also, so how tables are formed. Okay, what all things are there. Okay, if someone is already seen XAMPP server, he will be knowing as a, so along with commands, you can see the directly table and table content also in GUI. Okay, so those things we'll see it later for many project related things. Whenever we'll discuss that time, we'll see it. So it's there as a something front end kind of things. Normal GUI kind of things also it is there. Directly you can see the values of all those things instead of using the commands. Directly you can see the all the things. Okay, so that is front end kind of, that is VDL. Okay, so directly they are supporting it, and it's supported as a DDL. That is nothing but creation of table and deletion of table. Okay, so sorry, creation of table and dropping the table completely. Okay, so these two commands are there. Okay, plus DML supports four things: deletion of table, updation of table, okay, then insert the values, then retrieve the values, select command. Okay, so these are supported in your DML. So entire SQL supports these six languages, six commands, you can say it. Okay, any doubts in this one? Is it clear? So these are the languages for your actually your database. So for database related things, languages should be there. Okay. Now, okay, so this is what whatever we discussed is there in points. Okay, so these things I will share it. Okay. So here now we'll go for next one is, that is database DBMS component model. Okay. So is it clear? Any doubts are there? Shall I move ahead? Okay, we'll start with this one. Okay, so here typical DBMS components, how our entire database, how it is operating internally. Okay, so those things are captured here. Okay, so there's nothing but we're seeing as a component models. So our overall database software, whatever you are there, that software normally in generally how they will operate it. Okay, so here basically it has two things. First one is user related information. Okay, first component we can say it, then it's nothing but how queries and transactions are there. Okay, there's nothing but how internally we will execute it. Okay, so whatever commands it will come, so how it will execute it, then how user will operate it. Okay, there are two kind of things. Okay, and if you have seen the normal users, so for database related thing, so different users we had it. Okay, so first one is here DBA. Okay, database administrator. Okay, and supporting staff, all those things. Okay, first user. Then end users, if you saw, we had as a casual user, parametric user, then standalone user, like that we had it. Okay, so and one more we had as a that is related to scientist. Okay, so third one. Okay, so sophisticated thing. Okay, the third one is the sophisticated, casual users, parametric, sophisticated, then we had as a standalone. Okay, so total four are there. So end users, But here in component related things, we are not mentioning standalone, because standalone is nothing but one in database. You will be having the normal you will be getting the commands and directly you will be executing it. Okay, and sophisticated is nothing but there are the scientists. They will modify their own things. They will add it. Okay, so those people are also are not concentrating here, because whatever they require, they will add their own content in their database, then they will form it. Okay, so that entire software related things, whatever they want, how they want, they will form it. So they are not there. Okay, so remaining all we are mentioning it, that is nothing but main is administrator will be there, so casual user, then parametric user. Okay, so this thing. And one more thing is application. Okay, so any application is there, that application internally how it is accessing the database. Okay, for example, our whatever video website will say it, so whatever they have a database, directly what we are doing is through application like Google Chrome, you will go for their website and then you will see the result. Okay, so that is one kind of application. So how that application you are using it. Okay, so that related information. So from user point of view, administrator is there, casual user is there, parametric user is there, then one application is there, that how it will interact with the actual database. Okay, so these are the four things. Okay. Then in database, when you are seeing it, this one internally, so it will be having two things, main thing. One is actual content, actual values. Okay, then catalog. Okay, so catalog is something but data about data. So how this data is stored. Okay, so that data information is there. Okay, so these two things will be there. So this is also one kind of information only. There's the catalog, then actual data. So okay, these two will be there. Now we'll see these four, how they will communicate to these two. Okay, so main intention is nothing but these four users are there. So these four users has to communicate internally for this data only. For this data, again we have the catalog. Okay, so it's nothing but for these two they have to communicate it. So there is a particular path among these things. Okay, so how those paths are there, what all things are there, that will study it. Okay, so first one is administrator. Okay, so administrator, whatever is there, directly he can create the table, he can delete the table. Okay, so that's why DDL statements. So whatever DDL commands he want to write it, he will write it. Okay, and that commands whatever is written, for that compiler will be there. So that we are saying is a DDL compiler, it will compile it. Okay, that is a binary code kind of things, it will create it, and directly it will communicate to the catalog only. Okay, so because this is he is the admin, directly he can contact to the normally catalog only. Okay, so here from DDL compiler directly it can communicate it. Okay, and here one more is privileged commands. Okay, suppose he want to give some privileges to the different users. Okay, so like in this database maybe 10 different users are there. Okay, so for 10 different users he want to give 10 different privileges. Means first user can access only 2 tables, second user can access 3 tables, like that different privileges he want to give it. Okay, so only reading permission he want to give it, or modify permission also you can give it. Okay, so like that whatever permissions you want to give it, so that permission will be operating on the data actual content. Okay, so what it will there, so whatever command is there, from this command it will come to the this actual data. Okay, so what is this? This is a connector. Okay, so this is how it's connected to this one, we'll discuss it. So from all will come to this connector. Okay, so now whatever commands will come from database, it will come to the one connector. Okay, from this it will go to the actual our database. Okay, so now we'll see this first one is from the DDL, directly catalog you are accessing, and from DBA you are saying as a this is the actual data who all can access it. So that command he is giving it. Okay, so it's coming here. Okay, so now next one is nothing but casual users. Okay, so what is casual user is nothing but we said as a you remember the example, that is IRCTC website, we are booking the ticket. Okay, so sometimes we will use the IRCTC website, so we are the casual users who will not use frequently. Sometimes whenever we require we will book the ticket, so we are the casual users. What it will do is whenever you are trying to book a ticket, so what all things it will ask. So first thing is normally login, it will ask it. So and place, it will ask from where to where you want to book it. So along with that it will ask as a, are you a robot? Okay, so there is nothing but some caption it will ask you. Okay, some other information also will ask. Okay, so that is you want to upgrade your seat or not. Okay, so like that some different options will be there. Okay, so those all are nothing but interactive commands will say it. Okay, so but whatever things you are taking it, so those all it will take as an interactive query. Okay, this is a kind of some front end related thing, so it will take it, so that it will be compiled. Okay, so while after that it will compile it. Then actually if you saw, so those all things are not at all required for our database. Okay, so for example, if you are seeing as a one image will come while booking a ticket, so whatever in that image some numbers are there, that number you have to enter it, that is a caption. This is not at all related to my database only. Okay, okay, so what we have to do is that part you have to remove it. Okay, those all part is unnecessary, so you have to remove it. So here query optimizer will come. Okay, and those all part will remove it. Okay, so this is nothing but validation things, whatever you are doing it, those all are validated, and compiler did his compile that code. Okay, so then we'll optimize it. Okay, so there is nothing but unwanted things for my database, those things will remove it. Okay, then it will go to the connector. Okay, so these things, and it will communicate to the catalog. Okay, so here again we are communicating the catalog. So why we are communicating to the catalog? So if you saw, maybe here we are taking the login ID and password. Okay, so those login ID and password, whatever we took it, can he book or not? Okay, so those things means there is a permission is given for that table or not. Okay, so it's trying to access it in catalog. So the catalog you will be having the nothing but all the information. So from there you are trying to access it. Okay, so you have to answer. If it is successful, so obviously that content will be modified. Okay, so from connector we'll go ahead with the next part. We'll see it. Okay, so from here it will go with that. Okay, so this is a one kind of user, that is a casual user. Interactive things he is taking it, compiling it. So unwanted things you are removing it here. Okay, so then what all things will happen, we'll see it here. Okay, so and one more is here, casual user was there, parametric user. Okay, in parametric user is normally you will not take any login ID, password kind of things, because it's nothing but we took an example, if you remember, that is IRCTC website clerk, he will book you ticket for you people. Okay, so frequently he's using the database, but he's not using for his own purpose. Okay, so that is a parametric. So what he will do is, for him some kind of different kind of front end will be there. So directly he will be using the database. That time he will not use any capture kind of things. From and to he will use it and he will book it. Okay, so that is nothing but whatever in his front end is there by default values, along with that it will take it. So that is something that compiler, it will compile it and it will send it here. Okay, so after compiling directly you will send it the command. Okay, and one more thing we have is nothing but application programmers. Okay, so here application programmers is nothing but in my software whatever I am writing it, so in that database also I am trying to access it. Okay, so for example, suppose one.exe file I am writing it, need to consider as a Java program I written. So in Java program I am accessing some database. Okay, so the application is completely in Java program. Okay, so for that application program will be there, and pre-compiler. Okay, so what pre-compiler here will do is it will segregate it. So if you are accessing the database, what will be there, so it will segregate what all database related commands are there, that it will give it to the DML compiler, and whatever your program you written. So now I am taking as a Java as an example. Okay, so that host language compiler will be there. So that is nothing but Java compiler, you can say it. Okay, so Java compiler, it will be there here, and this is the database related. Okay, and if you observed here, we have the DML. Okay, not DDL. Okay, so DML is nothing but, so normally applications, they will not create the database and they will not drop the table also. Okay, so whatever existing one, then they can manipulate it. Okay, but retrieve or already existing one, update it or insert it, those kind of things only it can do it. So that's why we have a DML compiler. Okay, so DML compiler, whatever in your Java program you written in that database related things, it will segregate it and it will give to the DML compiler for checking purpose, all formats, syntax, everything written out properly or not. And one more part, there is nothing but actually what Java code will be there. For that it will host language, that compiler will be there. For that it will give it. Then compiled transactions. Okay, there's nothing but combine these two and give it. Okay, so for example, here in language, maybe from the front end one box you given, from that you are accessing the name. Okay, so what is that value, actually it has to pass it, where it has to pass it. Okay, so those kind of name and all the things from the front end, where it has to come and where it has to go, it means which field of the database it has to go it. Okay, so those all things again it will combine compile here. Okay, so it will combine all the things and will form the final one executable for the actual our database. Okay. Any doubts in this one? So before going for this part, second part, any doubts in this entire thing? So here, so all from all different users, we saw what you are getting is nothing but one finally query kind of things it's coming. It's nothing but one command you are getting it. Okay, so that command will be sent to the this next entire model. Okay, this entire model it will be sent it. Okay, so here this nothing but it will what it will do, it will query and transaction related. This model it will send it. So whatever commands are coming, so database processor will be there. That is nothing but whatever normal processor we have, like that in your database. Actually, this processor is nothing but with respect to entire our server you have to say it. Okay, so normally in our system we'll say as a 8 GB like that. Okay, but database, huge database, whenever it will be there, in that time maybe 500 GB of processor and RAM, all those things will be there. Okay, so those are extra things, compilation part will be required. Okay, so this processor what it will do, it will directly communicate to the your data, and it will try to maintain the concurrency. Okay, so what is concurrency? At the same time more than two people can access the data. Okay, so for that concurrency, how it has to maintain it? Okay, if anything happened, so that database has to have some backup. Okay, so that backup also it has to make it. So backup, recovery things, so those all things it will check it. So everything it will check it, and it will ask you to, so whatever depending on the privileges, whatever you are given to the query. Okay, so depending on that, it will ask you to communicate with your actual database. Then same way it will give the reply. Okay, and here store data manager. Okay, so here storing purpose, that is for the optimization purpose, what all things it has to take care. So those things will be taken care here. Okay, so here the processor whatever is there, it will communicate to the store data manager. Okay, so how you have to manage this database for the optimization purpose, those things will be there. Okay, so other than that, there's nothing but normally here whatever query came, those query things just you have to run it depending on the seeing the privileges. That is privileges, it will see it in catalog, and it will allow you to modify or to the database. Okay, and concurrency, backup and recovery. Okay, so backup is nothing but if anything happened to that system, one more backup should be there. And recovery is nothing but suppose if previous time t whatever content was there, same content I want to keep it now also, whatever modified things I don't want to keep it. Okay, so like that, if it has to recover automatically. Okay, so those all things it will take care. Okay, so this entire transaction related one new model, sorry, fifth model is there. That in fifth model in detail we will study it: backup, recovery, concurrency, all those things. Okay, any doubts in this one? If you have any doubts, please ask. Just once again, entire thing I will revise it and we'll stop. Okay, any doubt? If you have any specific doubt, please ask. Otherwise, I will just revise it and we'll stop. Okay, I will revise it. So here, this component model main has two things. One is with respect to user, one more is whatever query it will come, how it will execute it. Okay, so two models we have. So in this you have to list the number of users first, that is administrator will be there, casual user, parametric user, then through application also you can communicate to the database. So here actually your application will come. Okay, so total four things, and in this database you have two things is actual content, then catalog. Okay, so two things. So how DBA can communicate is, you can create the table, okay, or drop the table. For that, DMS statements, okay, he can give it, and that compiler what it will do is whatever statement he is giving, it will compile it and it will communicate directly to the catalog. Okay, so other than that, he can give the some privileges for a different users. He can give the privileges. So whatever it will come, so it will go as a one query only. Okay, so that query will be executed and it will be modified on the whatever content is there. Okay, so this is the different path. And casual user is nothing but whatever we are going to book the ticket in IRCTC website. Okay, so for that purpose, different inputs will give it. So whatever interactive query is nothing but front end, whatever you are using it, there you will take all the things, and corresponding that query compiler it will execute it. So here you are taking more data. Actually, whatever you required in our table, compared to that you are taking more data. So those all things you have to remove it. Okay, so this here we are saying is a query optimizer. It will remove it. Okay, and it will communicate to the database. So here in application programmer, so one application, suppose I am writing as a Java program, so in that I'm asking to communicate it to the database. Okay, so there, so you have to write the Java code. Along with that, it's a database. How what all commands you want to write it, you can write it like insert command also in Java. You have to write it. Okay, so those things will be there. So here, so what it will do is whatever code you written, that code will be taken by the pre-compiler and it will differentiate. That is nothing but host language and DML compiler. Okay, so it will differentiate. DML compiler is nothing but whatever database related things are there, those things will be compiled and it will be checked. Okay, so whatever you are doing is it's properly there or not. Okay, and host language is nothing but normal Java compiler. Okay, so Java compiler, it will compile it. Java code, it will compile it. So these two again, it will be combined. Okay, so combined it, then compiled transaction. Okay, so this transaction will be sent to the our database. This is the first module complete. Okay, so then this will be communicated to the runtime processor, runtime database processor. It will communicate it. So depending on the processor, and if this processor, what it will do is normally it will try to access the database concurrently. There is nothing but n number of different users are trying to access the database at the same time. So it will manage the all the things, that is accessing the database parallelly, keeping the backup. Okay, then recovery of those things. It will maintain it, and this will help the storage manager. That is nothing but it will help the storage manager to make the optimizer to use this database optimizely. Okay, there is nothing but some optimizer things will be used proper faster execution point of view. Okay, so these things will be maintained by this store data manager. Okay, so those things will be maintained here. So directly it will communicate to the our database, and it may check the privileges in catalog. Okay, so here it's checking the privileges in catalog. Okay, so this is the overall your component diagram. So these small all components are there. Main are your two components. One is user related, one is query transaction execution related. Any doubts?